What's up, guys? My name is Anthony Giuliano, and welcome to the AJ Show, where we are talking about Friday Night Smackdown recap tonight. Tonight's been a phenomenal show, a lot of information. Going into the Elimination Chamber, we got to see The Rock, we got to see Roman Reigns, we got to see qualifying matches for the Chamber. So I'm going to get started with the first match we had was Kevin Owens versus Dominic Mysterio. This was a Elimination Chamber qualifying match. R-Truth came out and screwed over Dominic Mysterio and making Kevin Owens get the W on Bailey on this match. um, there's not much to say about this match. Kevin Owens does his normal Swanton, Cannonball, Pop-Out Powerbomb, Stunner. Just a generic, qualifying match. Moving on to the next, we have a Drew McIntyre and LA Knight segment. So Drew McIntyre was talking about who's going to win the Chamber. It should be him. He's trying to finish his story against Seth Rollins and winning the World Heavyweight Championship in front of people, instead of 4 years ago where he won the championship in front of no one because of COVID. Bailey, and then LA Knight walks up, with a t-shirt saying, "Oh, I'm gonna there's room for one more on the shirt," saying, it's gonna be him destroying Drew McIntyre's plans or goals going into WrestleMania. So then they had to be separated between the referees. Next one, we have the Club, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Meacham approach AJ Styles in the locker room. There wasn't much to say about this except for them questioning AJ Styles with his attitude and why he is by himself and don't want to barely associate himself with the club anymore. And Carl Anderson told Luke Gallows, what's the point of talking to AJ when he's not going to listen? There's no point. It's a big waste of time. And AJ gets up, shoves Carl Anderson, and slaps him in the face. And then Carl Anderson was like, hey, if it was anyone else, I would punch him in the face. But because, you're my boy, I'm not going to do that. And then AJ basically walked away. Next, Damage Control has a promo talking about Dakota Kai needs to have one eye open when she goes to sleep. They're going to probably attack her, or something on that order. And then right after that, we see Dakota Kai asking Bailey for help. But Bailey wants to be on her own and by herself because she thinks that Dakota Kai knew for months that Damage Control was talking bad about Bailey. So now Bailey's like, hey, look, I just want to be by myself, this and that. I can't trust nobody. I can't trust anybody. So she basically just walked away from Dakota Kai saying, she got trust issues and she don't know who her real friends are. Next, we have another, like a 2-minute match. AOP squashes some random tag team. I guess they just trying to show their power and be all tough and stuff against. Guess they trying to prove a point to Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, which I believe there's a 6-man tag team match next week. It's the New Testament versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. There's not much to say about a squash match. Next, we have another qualifying match. This time it's the women's we have Tiffany Stratton versus Selena Vega. Me personally, I kind of knew who was gonna win this match, and that's Tiffany Stratton, because they building up Tiffany Stratton to be this huge uh, star on SmackDown, and gonna have a lot of high profile matches. So to me, this was like a no-brainer. Not only that, but don't forget, Shotzi did get injured, so they had to move a few pieces around to make it work. Because I believe Shotzi was supposed to wrestle Tiffany Stratton before she got injured, and then they took Selena Vega from Naomi and moved her up to face Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, so Tiffany Stratton beat Selena Vega. This was a elimination chamber qualifying match, so she is in the chamber, and she did hit her best ever moonsault, or whatever her finisher called. Moving forward, we have Logan Paul versus The Miz. This is another elimination chamber qualifying match. I kind of figured Logan Paul was going to get the W here, just because they pushing Logan Paul to be this big star, this big celebrity star, or this attraction, whatever you want to call it. So I kind of figured Logan Paul was gonna get over on the Miz. And I got nothing else to say about that. Just Logan Paul just went over on the Miz, basically. We had next one. We had Naomi versus Alba Fire, which is another elimination chamber qualifying match. And again, it's just one of those matches where you look at it and you're like, you're not gonna make Naomi come back from to the WWE basically after 3 years, and have her start losing matches. So I kind of figured Naomi was gonna get the W here over Alba Fire. And don't forget, Shotzi was injured, so they had to replace her, and they basically flopped Selena Vega to Tiffany Stratton and made Alba Fire fight Naomi. So Naomi did get the W on this one with her submission. So now I believe there's one more spot for the women's chamber, which is a last chance battle royal, I think, coming on Monday Night Raw. Other things that happened on SmackDown: Braun Breaker finally signed to SmackDown. Last week they were doing last Friday and Monday, Braun Breaker was on SmackDown and Raw trying to decide what brand to sign on. So he finally decided to sign with SmackDown. I'm a big fan of Braun Breaker. He's a big star, and I feel like he's going to take the main roster by storm. I can't wait to see him become the next big thing. He's definitely going to be main eventing WrestleMania, a few times at least. He's going to, win the world champion, the WWE undisputed champion. So, I'm super excited to see what Braun Breaker brings to the table. I've been watching him in NXT, so I'm super excited to see where they take Braun Breaker to. The next thing was a backstage segment with Braun Breaker. So I think I was backtracking. Jay Cargill and Braun Breaker was about to sign their SmackDown contracts in the back before Braun Breaker went went out on stage and signed his. And Tiffany Stratton came in the room or the office and was running her mouth to Bianca and Liv Morgan about who is she going to pin in the Elimination Chamber, and got in the face of Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair. And then Jade was trying to sign her contract, her SmackDown contract, and threw her glasses on the table and said, "Excuse me, you're not gonna ruin my moment where I signed with SmackDown," or whatever, or something like that. And Nick Aldis told Tiffany Stratton to leave the office, and this is not the time or place to barely run your mouth. And that's basically, and they cut to like the next segment. And the last thing of the show is your main segment with Roman Reigns, The Rock, Jimmy Uso, Paul Heyman, and Solo. So Roman comes out and calls everyone stupid and this and that, and says Cody ruined everything. Cody ruined the biggest main event of WrestleMania history and this and that. And basically told everyone this is a important night, because his announcement is going to change the course of WWE forever, where he announces that The Rock has officially become a member of the Bloodline. And then all of a sudden, as soon as he said that, The Rock music hit, and The Rock comes out with a really nice vest, jacket, whatever you want to call it. And he basically comes out, does his thing, and then he starts name calling the crowd trailer trash. He said that they made history by having all the trailer trash in one building or one area, something on that order. And then he was calling, he called out a woman, by saying that she's fat and got herpes. And then he went on and said that the fans were booing and crying, calling everyone Cody crybabies, and how he's going to make sure Cody Rhodes loses and does not finish his story at WrestleMania. And basically, he just normally says what he normally says on a regular basis, because The Rock is The Rock, so he's gonna rephrase a lot of his saying. He's a people champ. Finally The Rock came back to Salt Lake City, Utah. If you smell what The Rock is cooking and all this. No, he did say at the end, if you smell what the Bloodline is cooking, not what The Rock said. So that was interesting to see him saying, if you smell what the Bloodline is cooking. And then everyone threw up ones in the air. And I don't know what The Rock was doing, if he was throwing a one up or throwing a loser sign up like this. I don't know what this means, if he's saying Cody Rhodes is a loser, but that's a hand gesture that The Rock put up, and everyone else, Roman Reigns, Solo, Paul Heyman, and Jimmy, had the one up. And that closed out Smackdown, basically. It was a really solid show. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see Monday night, where everyone thinks that Cody Rhodes should respond to what The Rock has to say tonight, because The Rock did talk a lot of smack about Cody Rhodes, and um, his story sucks, and he's gonna ruin his story. He's not gonna finish his story. So a lot of people think Cody Rhodes needs to come out on Monday night and address The Rock and Roman Reigns, and be a man, and stand up for your family and for yourself. So other than that, that's gonna wrap up the AJ show and the recap of Friday Night Smackdown. So right, if you want more content and all this other stuff, but make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what are you looking forward to seeing on Elimination Chamber. Tell me what storylines are you most interested in. I'm pretty sure what everyone's gonna say, the Bloodline story and Cody's story. Um, you know, but I mean, there's other stories. You got Bailey and Damage Control, Drew and Seth, the Judgment Day story. So there's plenty of stuff to go around that everyone likes. So, but besides that, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. If I need to change anything, let me know. Besides that, I'm going to sign off. Have a wonderful night. Take care, and I'll see you guys on Monday night.